Hello again everyone, Age of June here, and we are back casting another League of Legends game. As you can see here, mostly gold, diamond, or actually mostly gold and platinum from last season. No diamonds whatsoever, but they could be diamond by now, who knows. This is just last season. But I decided to cast this game because Fizz. I realized, wait, was he Jungle Fizz? Anyway, I realized that I actually haven't cast a Fizz game. Not that I can remember anyway. Fizz is actually a pretty entertaining character to watch, but he doesn't get played much right now. I don't know if he's somewhat underpowered or what's going on with him, but I noticed he doesn't get played very much, and I actually haven't been able to cast any games of him. It's also got Elise, who's kind of fun to watch, but mostly in this case I just saw Fizz and decided to go in on it, and it was a very low time elapsed game. So it should be fairly nice to actually be able to get into a game right at the very beginning, actually. It's got the new Blitzcrank, well, not really new by now, it's a couple weeks old, but Blitzcrank skin, which is actually pretty nice looking. The grab from that new Blitzcrank skin is apparently pretty nasty, because it's a whole lot more thin. So you can't see it as well, so it's a whole lot harder to dodge. It's alright. Oh, look, there's an invade here. It is warded, so the purple team knows. They're just kind of hanging out in this bush. Blue team's hanging out in this bush, being warded, and it's great. So, we'll see what happens. In goes the Darius. In goes everybody. Darius is actually getting really low. First blood just went to Lux. Lee Sin died. The Xin just flashed out, but down goes the Elise to the Tristana. Sona just flashed out. Now Fizz is trying to get at least one kill in here. Nope. Fizz, it looks like, is going to go down as well to Tristana. Now Caitlyn's getting really close to going down. Caitlyn... Oh, there's the grab from Blitzcrank, which grabbed the Tristana, which allowed her to kill Kate. And Tristana just got a triple kill. Or quadra kill, sorry. So, already we can see that things are not going well for blue team at all. Because when a Tristana gets a quadra kill before minions have even gotten to their lanes, bot lane is going to be very painful for these guys. And really, with Blitz, you're going to want... Usually when you have a Blitz lane, you try to be aggressive and punish them for any mistakes. And with a Tristana who already has a pickaxe, a Doran's, and a longsword, that's just not going to work. Because he could grab her and she will just tear them to shreds. So this is really great for the purple team, but it sucks for the blue team. Poor blue team. Sorry, it is indeed Jungle Fizz, which is pretty interesting. I don't think I've ever seen that. So, we'll have to see how that goes. Versus Jungle Jungle Xin Zhao. Jesse is playing Xin Zhao, and Reborn Sin is the Fizz. So I'm going to go ahead and match those two up. There we go. Top lane, we've got Darius, played by Rail, versus Kieru playing Elise. So let's go ahead and put Darius up here. Let's see. Darius went ahead and warded here. Doesn't really want to get ganked. Can't say I blame him. Now in comes the Xin Zhao coming in on this Lee Sin. And Lee Sin unfortunately wasn't paying attention. Oh, he does flash over the wall, so he is going to get out of that. But he lost pretty much all of his health. And that really stinks for him. He was full health, and now he is not. So mid lane we've got New PZ, or Noops, playing Lux, versus Tanner Beam. Or is it Tanner Bean? Quit moving! I'll just look over here. Tanner Bean. Okay, Tanner Bean playing Lee Sin. So, Lee Sin is versus Lux. In comes the Fizz for a gank on this Lux. Gets a little damage. There's the barrier, though, so she does not end up going down to that. And Xin Zhao was coming in to defend if need be, which in this case was not actually needed. They're still going after this Fizz. Fizz is coming this way. And he's going to run into this Xin Zhao. So Xin Zhao's going to go in on him. Lux is coming to help. Lee Sin is also coming to help. Unfortunately for Fizz, he actually just jumped into that, which is a terrible idea when you're Fizz. A lot of times you're going to want to use that as an escape. In this case, he went in and actually jumped into the middle of two of them. And I guess he thought that Lee Sin was going to be able to be there in time, but there's no way that Lee Sin was going to get there quite in time for that. And unfortunately for Lee Sin, he's now taking a lot of damage as well. So finally, we have the bot lane. We've got Jesus Kick as Sona versus Victrick as Blitzcrank. And as you can see here, like I said, purple team definitely faring a whole lot better, just so far. Because Kate Kate went Doran's too, so she doesn't even have any potions. And that really stinks, because Tristana actually has potions, so any damage she takes, she's able to heal up, and she's got Sona, who can heal up damage. So they've got the sustain, she's got the lead from that early quadra kill, and altogether this is just really nasty for the blue team, sorry. Nice dodge there. So it is QQQ playing Tristana versus G-Cups playing Caitlyn. So there we go. We finally have our list of people. As you see, actually Caitlyn's doing quite nice. Oh, he just got interrupted. If he gets... She could probably take him down, but I don't think she's going to. Now he's going to successfully... Okay. I was about to say he's going to successfully go back, but he actually stopped it. I don't think he has a potion. He does not. So if he gets hit by pretty much anything, he goes down. He's going to try to protect this tower, but I don't know if that's really the best decision. He's sticking around far longer than I would. In this case, he was able to use his shield and stuff to keep himself alive. But even still, that was very dangerous. Very, very dangerous. I don't think Elise died. No, Elise didn't die there. No, she only has her one death. There are 4 here. Let's... Oh. Okay, well, hold on. Let me go back some. It was even happening while I was looking. I'm kind of confused because I see 4 deaths, but it says 6 kills by the purple team. Anyway, Fizz is coming in. He went in. He used his hop to get in again. He did go in on that Sona. He did end up taking her down. There's the Blitzcrank Bull on the Tristana, but she was able to hop out of it. Lux is coming down to help. Xin was coming in to help as well. And... okay, they didn't just die, but it just incremented their deaths by 1 each. So, at some point in time, those 2 died, and I really don't know when. And I'm sorry I missed it. If I missed it, I guess I must have. I'm really not sure, because going into that, let me see. Okay, yeah. So as of right now, they have 1 death apiece, and still says 6 up here, which I really don't understand. And then all of a sudden, sometime right around here, it switches to 2 deaths apiece. As soon as she dies, it's some reason, I guess it figured out that they died. So apparently they died some time ago, and my client just really didn't realize it. So I don't know when that was. Let me see. This is 6. I'd like to see that. I want to see when they died, because I missed it, and I would really not like to miss that. And altogether, it's just really confusing to me. So, we were at 6 minutes. We're probably going to see them die shortly, I guess. Or it's bugged. Alright, so there is the 6th. So no. No, I don't know. That is confusing, because now we're at 6 deaths. And yet again, that. Oh, I was looking at assists. I'm a moron. Sorry, guys. Oh, man. I feel smart. Okay. So, we're back here again. I look like a moron, but that's okay. I'm alright with that. There is the death. This is the run away. There we go. Okay. So, let's go ahead and continue watching now. Back up to where we were before I decided to jerp out. And... looks like up top, Darius and Elise. Darius is actually a little ahead of her in XP. He is actually doing pretty poorly when it comes to his life, though. But he's still ahead of her in XP, so he might be able to dunk her should he choose. I really don't know. Down bottom, as we know, Tristana is super dangerous still. Incredibly, incredibly dangerous. The Kate is not so dangerous at the moment. She has 47 CS versus 44 CS for Tristana, which is actually kind of surprising. Considering the number of kills that Tristana had, it's very surprising to me that she was not able to completely zone this Kate. So, that is kind of the sign of a good Kate there. Alright, so here we see this. Oh. Ooh. She actually went up and still was able to die because of the bleed and ignite there. I didn't realize she took damage while she was in there. I thought it was like Fizz's thing. I think that makes him invincible. I'm really not sure. Either way, Fizz is now coming in. He says, "Bad Darius, go away." But he doesn't have 6, so I don't think he's going to be able to take this down. Well, I don't know. Darius is still running. There's the ignite, so yeah, he is going to be able to take this down. He's got 1 jump left, I think. Yeah, there we go. Down goes the Darius. Xin is coming up. He's gonna... Looks like he's wanting to gank the Fizz if the Fizz comes this way. And judging by the pot there, the Fizz is going to come this way. So he's about to be very unpleasantly surprised. There's the Xin. And now now Fizz says, "Nope, I'm gone." And he did actually land his ulti on that Xin. And now in comes the Elise. The Xin jumped over. Oh! The Elise tried to jump to him using her... What is that ability called? Oh, I can't see it now because she turned out. But the one where you jump up into the sky and you end up jumping onto somebody. She tried to use that, but she did end up going to where he was instead of where he ended up flashing over the wall, so she did not end up being able to get him. So he did escape that. But, on the other hand, she did end up saving the Fizz, which is awesome, because otherwise Xin would have just got another kill out of that. And in this case, he didn't. So there's a couple pings on the Darius here. I'm not sure why exactly. I don't know if it was Miss Elise here asking for help or what was going on. But either way, she did just... There were just pings. There's a lot of traps here. Yordle snap traps, trying to catch that Yordle. And the Yordle's actually pretty low. But she hasn't gone back either. So she's probably got a lot of gold saved up here. Let's take a look at that. She's got 3,760 gold. If she goes back right now, I think she can one buy a Bloodthirster. I think she might actually even be able to one buy a Infinity Edge, but I'm not sure about that. I'm not sure of the exact gold cost. But she's definitely saving up for some big item, and even with what she has right now, she's almost got the same amount of stuff as Caitlyn does. I mean, she doesn't have her boots, she doesn't have double Dorans, but she's got the pickaxe, which does a lot of the damage. She doesn't... Actually, we could probably take... Well, I don't know. That depends on runes and masteries. I was going to take a look at the AD, which we can do. She's at 127. Caitlyn is 116, so she's still got more AD. But that can actually depend partially on runes and masteries and stuff. Blitzcrank tried to land a pull there because the Fizz was going in, but it did not end up happening. But Sona actually walked into that Fizz ulti. The Trist just punted him back. Him being the Fizz in this case. So he's going to go in on her. She does have barrier, and she did use it to go ahead and save herself. But the Blitzcrank actually just got hit by that. The Fizz is now in a world of trouble, and he is now dead. So they just ended up giving 3 kills there for absolutely nothing. I didn't see Lee Sin die. Where did Lee Sin die? Well, Lee Sin's been dead for a while now. Ah, okay. So apparently, Lee Sin died there. So let's take a look at that. We know the Fizz was going down there to help gank, and we know that the Lux was going over there to help as well. The Lee Sin knew it, so he decided to come on over, but he was picked up by this ward. So she actually just went in on him, landed her combo, and he just went down. Oh, he did flash out of that. So, okay. It was actually the Xin Zhao that ended up getting the kill there. He did flash out, which was a great play, and then he jumped to this ward, which would have been perfect for him if it hadn't been for the Xin Zhao. Caitlyn's just kind of chilling back here. She knows that being this far up is a terrible idea. I mean, yeah, it would be nice to get those 2 kills, but she knows it's not going to happen. But unfortunately for her, her entire team just died except for her and Elise. So she's sad now. She probably could get a little bit of damage on this tower, but she's going to go ahead and fall back. She doesn't really want to get caught by these two because she doesn't really know where they are. All she knows is that they just killed her allies. So she's got to be careful. Darius did just ward here. Elise, I don't actually think I've seen a ward from Elise yet, which is kind of surprising. Normally, you want to try to keep at least somewhere around here warded just to protect yourself from the enemy jungler. But she's not actually been warding nearly as much as is usually wise. So that's kind of surprising. She's still keeping herself fairly well put up here. She is 2 level, well, 1 level, a little bit more than a level behind. I'm not sure exactly how much. Oh, she just went in. Darius just went in on her. She's trying to escape. She is ignited and she's bleeding, but the Lee Sin does save her with his shield. So he's going to go ahead and defend this while she goes back because she almost died, but she didn't die, which is great. Xin is coming around. I don't know if he's wanting to come in for a tout. No, he's just... I don't know what he was doing. He was checking that bush for something. But now he's going to go back and get his farm. Lux is warding. The purple team is actually doing really well with wards. The blue team is definitely not. Blitzcrank has been keeping down here decently warded. He's put a couple pinks to get rid of the purple team's wards. But all in all, they've not been doing nearly as well as they should have been. The Sona just got caught there by that pull. She does end up going down to the Caitlyn, but the Caitlyn's getting quite a bit of damage from the Trist. But the Trist is 2 versus 1, so she does go down to the Caitlyn. I think she actually just flashed into a trap there. Let me see. I want to see exactly what kills her. It might just be an auto attack. Alright, so this is where the Sona dies. Yeah. Right around here, she probably should have run. She is definitely a lot higher on health, but it is a 2 versus 1, and he's got a knock-up, which disables you. So, she does flash, and I think it might have just been minion attack damage that killed her. So it wasn't anything fun, like, you know, a trap, but she does end up going down either way. So there's 2 kills for the Caitlyn, which is great for the Caitlyn. There's an attempted gank there by the Lee Sin, and didn't end up turning out quite as nicely as one would hope, because Lux was able to just flash out of it. He came in with his Q. Oh, he did land his Q. Oh, sorry, the Fizz stuck his ulti over there, but she flashed out of that. She didn't flash out of the Lee Sin Q. So the blue team actually did just get the first tower kill of the game. So the blue team is actually doing really, really incredibly well, considering the fact that they had that massive lead for the purple team at the beginning. I'm very surprised at how well these two have done. The Tristana did go back and she bought a BF sword, Vampiric Scepter, dagger, and Boots of Speed. I guess that's all she was able to afford there. Oh, it's because I was a moron again and looked at the wrong number. Well, I've just been doing a lot of that this game. This is the total number of gold she's had. This is the number of gold she has right now. So, if I'd been paying attention as I should have, I would have noticed that. But she's still got a decent lead there, and it's just not quite as much as it was before. The Caitlyn is catching up, and the Tristana has not actually been able to use her kills to do too much. She has those 4 kills from earlier, but no kills since then. She has had a couple assists from the unpleasantness north of the tower there. So down here, she is going to go in on this tower. She did just pop her steroid there, and she is under that tower. She punted that Caitlyn away from the tower, which means the Caitlyn is almost definitely going to die here. Yes, she does go down. Blitzcrank tried to nab her with his pull in order to save the Caitlyn, but it did not end up working, unfortunately for him. And unfortunately for Caitlyn, really. So the Tristana does end up getting that kill I was just saying she should have. There is a pink ward here, so Zin's going to go ahead and get rid of this ward. Blitzcrank is trying to, well, he's just kind of hanging out here getting the CS, or the XP. He's not really able to defend the tower at all, because it is 2 versus 1. Lee Sin's coming down for a gank, but so is Xin Zhao. I don't know if the Xin Zhao knew about the Lee Sin, but he is there. The Lux is coming down. I think it's just the fact that they knew that Lee Sin wasn't there that made them decide to come down, and now they're going in on this dragon. So they're probably going to get it for free. The blue team has nothing even close, so they're almost definitely going to get it for free, actually. Yeah, they do end up getting this. Blitz just warded it, but it's a little too late for that. And Tristana gets a free ward kill out of it because of that pink ward there. So he's going to come around this way. I don't know. Okay, he's just warding that bush up. There is a ping up here on the Darius again. Lee Sin is apparently coming for a gank. Darius just used his ghost and just went in hard on this Elise. She's trying to get out of it. She has so far. Now the Fizz came in. I think she does. Yeah, she does end up escaping this, and Fizz just got a kill on the Darius. The Lee Sin was able to come in, so he got an assist as well. Very nice by them. had they not come, that Elise would be dead now, and Darius would have another kill. But they did come, so that's great. But the rest of the purple team is actually pushing mid here. There is the stun on both Blitz and Fizz, or the root, not a stun. Two different things. I always say the wrong one. So down goes the second blue team tower. Lee Sin is pressing up here pretty hard, but he's not going to be able to take this tower down anytime soon. It has way too much health. So the rest of the blue team outside of that top lane is, well, actually he's not top lane. He was mid lane, but now he's top. Everybody else is, they were grouping and now they're not. The blue buff over here is going to Lux, which is a very good idea. You definitely want that on Lux. Caitlyn and Blitz are both pushing pretty hard here. They're going to try to take down this tower, or at least do a decent amount of damage to it. Lux is coming in, though. She does use her ulti to clear most of these minions out, so they are going to have to fall back far before they were ready. But there is a gank going on up here on the Darius. Darius just got kicked by the Lee Sin ulti. They are all going in on him now. Well, all two of them. So he does end up going down to that. Xin Zhao was coming over to save if possible, but it didn't end up happening. They just did a little too much damage too fast, so she does end up going down. Fizz is actually coming down here for a gank. He did land his ulti on her, and now he's going in on her. She does use her ulti to punt him away, and now he's on the run. She flashes to get to him. He could probably burst her down if his cooldowns come up, but he's not actually going to do it. Lee Sin is coming down to take her down if possible. I think she knows it, though, so she is running, but Lee Sin is coming. She ran this way. She's trying to juke him out of this. She looks like she might be going for... Oh, in comes the Caitlyn and just took her down. She thought she was going to escape by going over here, but she didn't know Caitlyn was there until the Caitlyn ulti came in with the little laser, and that was the sign of surefire death for poor Tristana. So in the meantime, Elise was up here just taking down this tower, and the rest of the purple team was just pushing mid, which they weren't actually able to do anything for it because this tower's already gone. So towers are now tied, kills are actually pretty close now, and the blue team has actually closed a lot of the gap from gold that was in existence before. Caitlyn's just pushing down bottom, getting her CS. She's at 156 versus Tristana with 125, which is a pretty big difference. 25 CS. One kill is approximately equal to 20 CS is one of the estimations I saw a while ago. So she's still a little bit behind, but altogether she has definitely narrowed the gap down from the beginning when she was 4-0. Bottom lane is still pushing, so Tristana is going to get a lot of this CS for herself. She's 11 now, and Caitlyn is 12, so she is actually behind Caitlyn in levels now. Elise actually just got grabbed by the Darius. She did go ahead and use her web on him to root him in place. Oh, he went ahead and used his ulti on her, which chunked her down pretty low, but she did not end up dying to that, and now his ulti is on cooldown for 90 seconds. So she's going to have to fall back, but the rest of the blue team is actually getting in place for another gank on this Darius. So they're going in. There's the Lee Sin jumping in. He's going to go ahead and kick the Darius back. Darius decided to try to go in on the Elise, but she was not going to take enough damage that he was able to kill her. So again, the kill went to Fizz, which is great for Fizz. He's 5-3-0 now, and the Elise lived again. So good gank there. Unfortunately, Caitlyn died in the meantime. Didn't see it happening. Where did it happen? Apparently mid. I guess the Lux actually landed a bind on her. Yeah, there's the bind right there, and boom. Okay. So the kill actually went to Sona, which is great for the blue team, not so great for the purple team. I mean, you know, they still got a kill, but Lux probably could have had that. So she's probably kind of sad that she didn't get the kill. She did get an assist, though, so all in all, she still got a decent amount of gold out of it, and they are depriving the Caitlyn of getting gold and CS and XP for herself. So, not too bad. Lee Sin's back up here pushing top. Fizz is going through his jungle, getting his blue buff again. He's apparently not going to be sharing that with Fizz, with Elise. Elise usually doesn't need it, though. Fizz, I think, actually needs it more than does Elise. So, him getting the blue buff is actually a really good idea. And he obviously isn't going to give it to Lee Sin, who just has energy. I mean, it does increase the regeneration of that a little bit, but all in all, it's better to go to Fizz by a long shot. So Elise is going to go ahead and just push this mid up a bit. don't think she's going to go in on the tower, especially since there's actually defense here. Zin's coming around for a gank, so if the Elise isn't careful, yeah, she's just going to fall back. She doesn't know he's here, but she's being very cautious because she doesn't know where anybody is. So she probably expects that she's going to be ganked here soon. They're going to go ahead and take down this ward. They did pink it so that they could take down that ward. They did not want her knowing what's going on here. The blue team is converging towards this way, but the purple team is already here. So if the blue team isn't careful, they can get caught pretty easily. They do see, the purple team does see Fizz walking back and forth because of that ward, but he was able to jump over that Lux bind anyway because of his stick. That thing. Sea Stone Trident. Was able to save himself with no problem. Purple team looks like they have the timer for Dragon, and they are gathering here again so that they can go ahead and take it. They gathered a bit early, so the blue team is probably going to go ahead and take this tower. Purple team did just burst down that dragon really fast, though. So now they're coming in here, going in on the blue team. Blue team is all spread apart, though. So the blue team is actually in a little bit of trouble. Blitzcrank just missed his pull there. Lee Sin is definitely going to die here. Yeah, he does die. The rest of the blue team is so far alive. Fizz is doing a little harass there. Sona's healing it up. Darius can probably get a pull on the... Oh, nice trap there. Or not nice trap, but nice net. So the Caitlyn actually just avoided getting pulled by him by using her trap to blast herself backwards and slow him down so he couldn't catch up. Had that not happened, they were going at about the same speed, so he probably would have ended up being able to pull her back soon. But because of it, she does end up escaping that. And the blue team survives with only one person down. They are still behind from that engagement because the purple team got both a dragon and a kill for a tower. But even still, it definitely could have gone worse, and the blue team's probably pretty happy with the turnout of that. Especially since they weren't even trying to go for the dragon. So Fizz is getting a bit of the CS up here. Elise came to grab it herself, but he's still going in on it. Darius was just pushing bot. It's getting decently pushed here. I think... Let me see. This is a minion with a cannon wave, but it's paired up with this one. So yeah, bot lane is definitely pushed. So very soon, yeah, you can see Caitlyn coming down here to come and get it. Lee Sin's pushing mid, just keeping them off of it. Purple team is actually not farming as much as they really could be. I don't know, and I guess they really are, because there's nothing that they can farm here. Every one of their lanes is actually pushed up, so they are getting as much farm as possible for them. And now the Caitlyn is pushing back. This cannon is still alive, so it is definitely going to be pushing this way. And she's going to be helping it as well. So she's just pushing, getting as much CS as possible, while the rest of her team just kind of defends here mid. And the purple team really isn't grouping or doing any pressure whatsoever to keep them off. Tristana's coming down here to go in on this Caitlyn, but the Caitlyn saw her because of the minions, so she's going to go ahead and fall back. Sona just walking back and forth. Thought she was going to come down here to help, but she's not. The Caitlyn is going to be picked up by this ward, so the purple team knows she's coming, and they might come in on her a little bit. Nope. Alright. Lux did go ahead and try to land her bind there. She expected Caitlyn to go this way, but Caitlyn was not having any of that and went that way instead. They were picked up by this ward, so she knew that they were coming towards her. The Lee Sin got caught by a bind there, but it didn't end up doing much at all to him. There's a random purple ping, probably saying, hey everyone, group here, please. And Caitlyn was just saying, no, you leave my farm alone, Fizz. Well, you can usually tell what that is. And he apparently decided not to leave it alone. So that was not the best decision on either of their parts, because the two of them being bot means that the purple team was able to group 5 and push mid hard, and they just took down another tower for free. The rest of the blue team is here though, so it is a 5-on-5 now. The Xin just went in on that Elise, but was not able to do too much to her. The bind just got landed on the Caitlyn there, but she does end up surviving that with no problem at all. And now the purple team is coming down here to attack this turret. The minions aren't here, so they may end up just pushing it forward. I'm not sure. I have a feeling they're probably going to have somebody tank it. No, they're actually pushing it. So yeah, they're going to go ahead and push this lane and then go in on this tower. By that time, hopefully for the blue team, they'll be able to get their people here. Fizz is up here getting this blue buff. Caitlyn's coming down, so it's going to be a 4-on-5, but they do have the tower on their side at least. So we'll see what happens here. Fizz is going back now. Caitlyn is here. Everybody's here except for that Fizz. And look at that tower, though. Still did a lot of damage. Blitzcrank just landed a pull there on the Darius. The Darius may end up going down, but I'm not sure. The Blitzcrank definitely did. Lux took down the Lee Sin as well. Fizz is coming in now. He did land his ulti on that Tristana, but it wasn't nearly good enough because the tower's already gone, and now they're all on the run. Caitlyn just got shoved by that ulti there. She almost died, but she did end up surviving. Fizz did take down the Lux, and he got a little bit of shutdown full gold for it, but unfortunately for him, the Tristana got shutdown gold on him. And she now has the blue that he worked so hard to get. Probably not the best of ideas to stick around and get that blue when you know that the enemy team is coming down here. I think that might have been part of the problem with that little fight there. The fact that he was actually not there, so it ended up being a 4-on-5. Elise is going in on this Tristana. No, she's going to go ahead and run away, actually. Caitlyn's coming in. She is picked up by this ward. But it's 2 versus 1. She's taking quite a bit of damage there. Unfortunately for these two, the rest of the rest of the blue team is here. The Blitzcrank actually landed his grab on that Tristana after she jumped over, so she did end up going down. And now the Elise came in, and they did end up taking down that Xin Zhao. It did cost a flash from Lee Sin though. But now there's a couple pings here on Dragon, and it looks like the blue team's actually going in on it. Darius is here to go in on them because he probably figured they are going to. And the rest of the purple team is converging as well, except for the 2 members who are dead. Lux cast her, nice pull there from the Blitzcrank, pulling that Darius over. The Darius did end up going down, and the blue team is still going in on this Baron. The purple team does have it warded, so Lux is probably going to try to ulti steal it. She did not end up getting it. And now the blue team just got their dragon, and they are getting out of there if possible. Caitlyn just kind of went the wrong direction here. She's still trying to escape there. Fizz cast his ult over here to save her if possible, and it actually did end up saving her. I don't know if it was really necessary, but honestly, for something like that, it's a good idea to try to save her anyway. Even if it wasn't necessary in this case, I still think it was worth it just because it did help to push that Lux back. So the Lux has gone ahead and started on Dragon. The rest of her team's coming, well, Xin Zhao is coming to help her. He's jungler, so he'll be able to take that down. Blue team does have a bit of a bonus here with their Baron buff, though. So we'll have to see if they end up grouping for a team fight or if they continue to just keep spread apart and end up throwing away the buff. Hopefully for them, they will end up grouping and push hard in one lane or another so that they can go ahead and use this Baron buff, because otherwise, either way, they did deprive it from the enemy team, but if they don't use it, it's not nearly as useful as it could be. Obviously. So there's a couple wards going down here, a couple pings. Not sure what Fizz is doing here. He was picked up by a ward. He's just kind of sticking around here. He is picked up by this ward as well now. So the purple team is all kind of gathering here. Not as well as they should be. Blitzcrank tried to land a pull there, but he did end up missing. They dodged it, luckily for them. But yes, indeed, the blue team is going to go ahead and push down mid. It looks like they're trying to take this tower. It doesn't look like they're going to get it quite yet, but now here comes the rest of the minions, so this tower is almost definitely going down. And they back off. Temporarily. We'll see if they continue to back off, though. So they are all here. Fizz is on this side of the wall, though, so he is somewhat separated. If things go bad, he could miss the team fight. Ooh. Blitzcrank is there. He went ahead and tried to get another grab off, but did not end up getting it. Here comes some more minions, so I believe this tower is going to go down now. It does. Yes. And now the Fizz just went in on the Darius, did a lot of damage. Down goes the Darius. Caitlyn just took down the Darius. Tristana took down the Blitzcrank. The Xin Zhao just went down to the Elise. Tristana took down the Lee Sin. And that ended up being a 2 for 2, which is not, well, 2 for 2 and a tower, which is not bad at all. Lux just tried to go ahead and land her stun there, or her root there, but did not end up getting it. I believe Caitlyn used her ulti. No, she did not. She still has ace in the hole, so if the purple team isn't careful, she could end up hitting at least somebody with it. I don't know if she'll be able to kill anybody because there are a couple people that are able to block, which is usually what you see people do. But if they do end up messing this up, they could end up going down. Ooh, Elise just got caught by that. This ward picked her up, and she was waiting there. So the Lux was actually able to land her full combo on her, and the Elise just melted there. So now the Caitlyn is on the run. It is a 3 versus 1, and Fizz was actually coming in from behind. Oh, there's the ace in the hole. It just chunked the Tristana down a lot, so she's having to run now. The Sona is in this bush. She's going to get knocked up by that Blitzcrank. She's now trying to escape. She already used her ulti earlier, so she does end up going down to the Blitzcrank. Fizz came in to try to either get an assist or get a kill, but he did not end up being there in time. So he didn't end up getting anything for that, which is unfortunate for him. He's now going around warding, which is a good idea. Always wise to go ahead and ward up your enemy's jungle. Know where they are. It's very important. Caitlyn still has Baron buff. Fizz still has Baron buff. Lee Sin does not. Elise does not. And I don't think Blitzcrank does either. No, he does not. So, alright. 2 members of the blue team still have the Baron buff, but I'm pretty sure... Oh, now it's gone. Yep, it just wore off anyway. So, Baron buff is gone, but I think that the blue team did indeed make decent use of that blue buff. They were able to get a decent number of kills, get a tower, and... honestly, I think they used that pretty well. Could have gone better. They're still behind in gold. They didn't, it didn't instantly catch them up. The dragon and stuff were able to keep the blue team, or purple team, from falling behind, but still, it turned out pretty well for them. Now they are grouping mid again. Not all of them. Lee Sin and Fizz are still back pretty far, so they've got to be fairly cautious here. But looks like they are all grouping back up for another push mid. Purple team is still having to play fairly defensive here because they... from everything I've seen, they end up losing out on a lot of the team fights. Caitlyn's now going back. Lee Sin is actually here. He's going to get caught by this. He does end up getting caught. Darius just pulled him in, and they just melted that Lee Sin. He does end up warding the bush, though, so that's cool. So, he got caught out big time there. It was not a good idea to do that. He probably, if he had ended up shooting a Q in there before going in, he would have seen them, and he could have backed off. But instead, he decided to go ahead and face check the bush a bit. And Darius just pulled him in, and there was nothing they could do. Darius just got pulled by the Blitzcrank, though, so he's taking a couple tower shots. Blitzcrank is going to go down. That Lux ulti just chunked him a lot, but they took a decent amount of damage from that. But even still, dying to that was not the greatest thing in the world, and nobody on the purple team died whatsoever. So it looks like the purple team wanted to go ahead and get this blue, which wasn't there, so they're not going to get it. Now Lee Sin, or Xin Zhao, sorry, is running from the Fizz because... oh, there's the ace in the hole. It does end up hitting the Xin Zhao, who almost died but did not end up dying. I think the Lux shield actually might have saved him there. Darius is going back. He's going to successfully go back. Yeah, he is free. Fizz is just going to go ahead and grab this farm. Mostly the blue team is now just going around grabbing farm. Their lanes are mostly pushed, so they're going to get a lot of free farm out of this and close up some of that gap that they've had pretty much since the game began. So the farm is actually going to go to the Caitlyn. The Lee Sin came down here, but he didn't end up getting it and was nice and gave it to the Caitlyn instead, which is great because having a fed AD carry, she has 278 CS. She's actually behind Tristana now. Tristana has caught up on the CS and passed her. So Tristana's definitely more fed by a lot because she's got 10 kills as well. So Caitlyn's doing her best to pull through this and to try to keep caught up, but she is way behind as it is. Purple team is looking like they're wanting to go in on this Baron. One of them does have, Sona. Sona has oracles, so they're going around clearing the wards here. They don't know there's a ward in this bush. So, as soon as she walks in there, though, they will. There we go. Now they see that that was warded the entire time, so they know that the blue team knew they were there. So she's going to go ahead and clear this ward. Now the purple team can go ahead. Oh, did not see that going on. But so they could go in on Baron with no problem, but apparently not, because they were apparently losing people all while that happened. Alright, lots of wards going down here. Sona, that's where she was clearing them out. Alright, there's that ward going down. We saw that. Now this one. Okay. I want to see what happened over here while they were clearing these wards. I didn't even notice that was happening. So the blue team is mostly all mid except for Caitlyn, who's coming up now. This is where they do find that. A little bit of harass there. I get, does Blitzcrank land a pull or something? No! The Elise actually landed a stun on that, or yeah, actually that is a stun, on the Tristana. Lux just got a kill on the Fizz. Xin is actually getting really low and I think might end up going down. The Elise took down the Xin. Darius was able to take down the Blitz, but Caitlyn was able to take down the Darius. And that ended up being a 3 for 2, which is great for the blue team. And actually they're going to get Sona as well. So there was a double kill for Caitlyn. The blue team just killed 4 out of 5 people for 2 people on their team. So that was not bad at all. And they are now pushing mid. The Lux just came down here to go ahead and push them back, which they are going to have to fall back. Caitlyn's taking a lot of damage from this tower. She is going to go ahead and fall back. Lee Sin is going to go ahead and jump over here to that Elise. Caitlyn's still going in on that tower, which means she did end up going down to the Lux there. Lee Sin is now going to go in on that tower. He's going to go down to the Lux too, I think. He does use his ulti to kick her back. She shields herself. She's getting really low, but in comes the Tristana to take him down. The Lux survives. He definitely overstayed his welcome there. He should have fallen back quite a bit before that, but he thought he was going to be able to take down the Lux and was not really paying attention to respawn times. There's a random spectral shadow there from the Blitzcrank, who is actually rewarding this back up. The Sona lost her oracles, so unfortunately... Oh, she has another one. So she can go ahead and clear these wards out again. Tristana's going in on the Baron. So the blue team is going to know that they're going in on it. And Fizz actually is just pushing mid. He looks like he's going to go ahead and go in on that inhib. Purple team did just get that Baron very quickly. Blitzcrank went in, and not really the best of ideas because Baron's already gone. Elise tried to escape. She does actually flash over that wall, so she might escape this. Tristana flashed over to get her though, so she's taking a lot of damage from Tristana. Now she got pulled by the Darius and she doesn't end up going down. And Fizz was not able to take down the inhibitor because of the Lux, so he's falling back as well. The purple team is pushing down mid pretty hard here. Looks like they're going to take down this tower and probably the inhibitor as well, but I'm not sure. Fizz is coming in from behind. The tower is going down. The tower does go down. The inhibitor is being attacked now. I have a feeling they're going to get this as well. Fizz is coming around this time, this way. Don't really want to get caught from caught coming behind them. Lee Sin just landed his Q, but actually ended up clicking it again as she was jumping over the wall. So he ended up getting dragged out there by that. So he went down again. And the purple team is now just pushing mid, or pushing bot for free. Not really much that the purple team can do about it. The Blitzcrank does land a pull on that Darius and pops him up under the tower. So the Darius does go down. But the Tristana was able to take down the Caitlyn, and the Lux was able to finish off that inhibitor in the meantime. So the purple team is now pinging up here at this tower. It looks like that's where they're heading. Blue team has a couple members dead, so they're not going to be able to defend it very well. And the Fizz is wisely just sticking around here and defending here instead of going up to that tower. But actually the purple team is not going in on that tower. So this tower might actually end up standing. Alright, so the Fizz is chasing down the Xin, chasing him back a little bit. I think that the Xin actually got the blue buff. Yeah, he got the blue buff out of it, so Fizz is actually kind of sad because his blue buff just died. And now Elise is actually getting this minion wave that was huge, so she's getting a lot of gold out of this. There's a lot of minions pushing mid because the super minions, of course. Caitlyn is back alive, but she does not look like she's here. Hopefully she is not. Hopefully she's just waiting for an item. Yeah, it looks like she was just waiting for an item. And she is actually almost fully built. She's only got to replace this Doran's Blade, and then she will be fully built. She doesn't have any enchanted boots yet, so we'll have to see what happens there. Alrighty, so the blue team is still defending this mid. good idea with all the minions. The purple team's pushing top, though, so the blue team is going to have to go over here quickly, or they're going to lose this tower. I have a feeling they're just going to let it lose because there are only 2 members of the purple team coming, or the blue team coming. Darius just got the dragon for free, and yeah, they just got that tower as well for free. Caitlyn actually just did... Oh, Caitlyn just died there. Lux, or the Tristana did a lot of damage to it, and then she ended up being sniped by that Lux ulti, so she did end up going down again. There's a killing spree for the Lux. Lux is pretty nasty about that. That ulti has a really nice cooldown late game, and it does a lot of damage. Final Spark, which used to be Finalis von Kelm, but is no longer. Darius actually just got caught there. He did get pulled by the Blitzcrank, and the Lee Sin was able to take him down. So it's now a 4 versus 4, but the blue team's definitely ahead of the purple team. And the blue team has super minions on their team. So in come the super minions. They're going in on the blue team. Blue team has to fall back, though, because they're taking a lot of damage. The Lee Sin did just get hit by that Sona ulti, and I believe this is GG. There's a lot of super minions here. All of the members of the purple team are here, and oh, except for Darius, and just taking down this Nexus. Here we go. Boom. So okay, I'm going to pause it here so we can take a look at the items. So, we've got Darius with 220 CS versus Elise with 224. He is 3-10-10 versus 2-4-12. He's got an Iceborne Gauntlet, Bloodthirster, Spirit Visage, Mercury's Treads with the Alacrity Enchant, and 2 Doran's Blades. She's got Randuin's Omen, Sunfire Cape, Haunting Guise, Sorcerer's Shoes, Chalice of Harmony, and a Chain Vest. Looks like she went pretty much pure tank here. The Lux has 250 CS, which is tied with the Lee Sin for 250 CS as well. But she's 9-1-18, whereas he is 5-9-7. So she's definitely got a lot more gold than he does. She has Rabadon's Death Cap, Zhonya's Hourglass, Athene's Unholy Grail. Very nice item for her with that cooldown reduction. Void Stuff and a Sorcerer's Shoes with the Home Guard enchant. And Lee Sin has Ravenous Hydra, Black Cleaver, Ruby Sightstone, Boots of Mobility with the Home Guard enchant, Giant's Belt, and a Ruby Crystal. The Xin Zhao has a 112 CS versus 144 for Fizz, so he's actually behind there. But he's 5-3-15 versus 8-5-14, so I think he might be ahead in gold. Yeah, he's about 500 ahead in gold. So, he's got a Frozen Mallet, Banshee's Veil, Wriggle's Lantern, Mercury's Treads, Negatron Cloak, and an Elixir of Fortitude versus Rabadon's Death Cap, Lichbane, Sorcerer's Shoes, Giant's Belt, Madred's Razors, and a Doran's Ring. Sona with 39 CS versus Blitzcrank with 37. She is 1-4-21 versus 1-7-13. She has Runic Bulwark, Ruby Sightstone, Boots of Mobility with Distortion effect. That one reduces Teleport Flash and Ghost Summoners. Philosopher's Stone and Double Sight Wards versus Blitzcrank with also Runic Bulwark, Twin Shadows, which we saw him use a couple times, Ruby Sightstone, Boots of Mobility, and Vision Ward. Finally, we've got the AD carries. Tristana with 319 CS versus 301 to Caitlyn, which is actually pretty close on both of their parts. Tristana, she is 13-4-9 versus 6-6-10. So Tristana's definitely ahead in gold there. She's got Infinity Edge, Blade of the Rune King, double Phantom Dancer, Last Whisper, and Berserker's Greaves with the Alacrity enchant. She actually didn't go any defense item at all. She went pure offense here. Finally, Caitlyn has Infinity Edge, Blade of the Rune King, single Phantom Dancer, Last Whisper, Berserker's Greaves with no enchant, and a Doran's Blade. So there we go. That is the end of this game. I hope you guys enjoyed it, and I shall see you guys next time. Have a good night. Bye.